on. Hey, Dax. Terry, Sonia. Awesome. Okay, well, I'm going to get going. And I know people are going to be jumping on. So we have about 5 minutes before Michelle Ball hops on,
Is
which I'm,
Nikki on? Oh yeah, Nikki's on. Okay. She can record.
yeah, it says recording already. Yeah, so we're good. So I'm just going to do a couple of like housekeeping things before Michelle Ball starts tonight. I'm super stoked to hear her. She's always so great. So for those of you that are local in the area, don't forget that tomorrow night is the Design Your Sweet Life event at Melissa's house. It's $5 per distributor, and you bring a bottle of wine. And then if you have a guest coming, it's $5 for the guest. So you just would pay for your guest. Don't expect your guest to pay. So there's still some spots, so sign up for that. The last one was apparently amazing. I didn't get to go because I was teaching, and I actually don't get to go tomorrow night because I'm teaching again. But the girl said it was a great turnout. So if you haven't signed up for that yet and you're in the area and you want to, make sure you sign up for that on the Eventbrite. So I wanted to give you guys a heads up where we're at so far this month for our Sweeter Together 1000. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, then you need to talk to your upline. And so far this month, we're at 38 children's health study orders that have gone into the system, which is wicked. We have a tie so far for first place. So Alona and Sarah Marin have the most children's health study orders so far. They're both tied. So basically, by the end of the month, if there's still a tie, guys, obviously we're just going to draw for it. The runners up are John Morrison, which I think is Alona's hubby, and Lindsay Matthews, the Lindsay Matthews. That's really cool. And then right behind them in order is Jamie Paquette and Becky Black, who are also tied. So Alona, you're just hopping on right now, girl. You are in first place with Sarah Marin for the most children's health study orders this month. Okay, so if you guys get to the end of the month and it's still a tie, there's going to be obviously a tiebreaker. And then your hubby and Lindsay Matthews are tied right behind you guys. And then Jamie Paquette and Becky. So guys, it's only the 20th of the month. We're 2/3 of the way through. This is obviously a longer month, so try and get those children's health study orders in. We want to get to that 1,000 as fast as we can. Like, it's funny because when we were setting the goal when it was going to happen, I'm like, oh, we're going to crush that. It's going to happen way before conference, but it's just really, really exciting. So awesome work, guys. And then what else are we going to talk about? Melissa, is there any other housekeeping things that we need to talk about? Those are the only two ones that Nicole and I chatted about. Did everybody get to watch the call from last week? And was everybody on the call last night? Some people yes, some people no. It was recorded last night. So if you haven't checked it out yet, be sure to watch it, guys. It was an hour long, but it just is fully explaining everything, going into detail. There are just so many new areas of the programs that we're launching, along with our landing page, and everything's just like coming together so beautifully. And it might seem confusing to you guys right now. It seems confusing to us as well. So just know that, because there's so much going on. So if you haven't had a chance to, I'm not sure if it's been posted yet. I haven't had a chance to go on Facebook. Oh, there's a, Melissa, what are you messaging me? Sorry.
The other goal of 10,000 members in our Design Your Sweet Life group.
Oh, yeah. The other goal. It just said 10,000 group. And I'm like, I don't know what that means. So, you know, we're just so excited with everything, how it's just unraveling. And it's finally going to be a system that's so easy to follow. I was doing the Start Strong call tonight, guys, not to give anyone heck, but there was no one on it. Where are all your peeps? So, I mean, it was kind of cool because I got like a half an hour to do nothing. But at the same time, you want to utilize that. If you haven't gotten onto this call yourself, make sure that you hop on. They're just so great. It takes your newbie through everything, and it saves you from having to do it as well. It just is kind of a nice little way to just start them off nice and strong. Tonight as well, guys, I'll say this now instead of at the end of the call, I'm doing your Design Your Sweet Life call. That's your prospect call at 9 o'clock. So if you have any people that are interested in the products or the business, get them on the call tonight. Myself and Sue is going to be my guest speaker tonight, sharing her product story and her business story. So I'm super excited. I don't have anything else to add to it. Nicole and Melissa, do you guys want to add? Normally I can chat a glass eye to sleep, but I don't really have any other things to
Maybe we could just do a quick with the Ottawa crew on here to talk Ottawa coming up. Build.
next. I'm on a call and sorry.
Is Sarah on? She can talk about Ottawa.
I don't see her. Jen, can you update the Ottawa events?
Sarah's not on the call. Sorry guys, just 1 second.
There we go. Anyways, I guess tomorrow night is Kingston, and then we have Friday in Ottawa, and then our regional on Saturday from 9 till 1. I'm coming up, driving up to support you guys. Can't wait. Going to be exciting. Keep on building. I know there's some good momentum. I've been reaching out to all my contacts as well and asking them to promote it on their social media feed as well. So I've been seeing it out there on social media. So good job. Hopefully we'll bring in some good numbers.
Sorry guys. It's like the little people just want you at the most perfect times. What time is Michelle Ball hopping on, Melissa?
She's just messaging me. Hold on. She's coming. She's lost the ID. Hold on.
Okay.
Perfect.
Does anyone want to, what's that? That's okay. Does anyone want to share any wins? I know we haven't done this in a while, but like, let's just throw it out there because we only had about 5 minutes of housekeeping just while we're waiting for Michelle to hop on. Has anyone had any
wins?
Yes, Becky.
I
I've heard a little bit.
5 Tower Gardens this month.
What? Did you sell the lights?
Nope. Of course not. No lights.
Oh.
They know it. They know it. They're like, it's all good. Everyone knows I'm not saying anything or suggesting anything. I'm being very honest.
That is awesome.
Yeah, and 2 children's health studies, a shake order, an omega order. Pretty good.
Wicked.
Yeah.
I know I saw you on my system that you're at 5 orders. So you'll be on the Mellow next month, which is wicked. And you hopped on a little bit late. So you are tied in, I think I said second. You're in 3rd place right now. You're tied with Jamie Paquette for children's health study orders.
Really? Wow.
So
who knew?
I know there's going to be the draw at the end of the month. So like,
wait till the weekend's over, guys. The weekend hasn't finished.
I know. Becky, do you want to share a little bit about what's going on this weekend and how pumped you guys all are?
Oh my God. Well, yeah, we have Dr. Strecker coming and Farmer Joe, and I'm going to be hosting the Friday night. So I'm super excited. And I'm going to Kingston. I have 2 guests coming. So I'm going to make the trek with Sarah to Kingston. And then we have our training on Saturday. And I've got like 7 guests that are or 10 guests that are coming.
Wow.
So I'm excited. We all at least have 3 to 5. I'm very excited. I'm almost worried we might not have enough space.
That is a good problem to have. I'm so excited for you guys. I can't wait to hear how it goes. Yeah, Sarah kind of chimed us in and she was so excited.
Yeah, we're very excited.
That is amazing.
Working hard. Yeah.
Awesome. Congrats, girl. That is so great. I see Michelle Ball's beautiful face. How are you, girl? Oh, I think I got you on mute there. Do you want to unmute? Where'd you go? You moved on my screen. Oh, you're over here now. Yeah, Michelle, you're on mute, I think. Oh. Nikki, are you able to unmute her? Because I can't unmute from here. Oh.
There we go.
I see you. Awesome. So for those of you who don't know Michelle Ball, she is the first person that made me cry at any event that I went to out in Whistler. And Melissa Hyde basically said, just wait until you hear Michelle Ball talk because you'll just bawl your eyes out. And I literally was shaking and convulsing. I was so embarrassed. I didn't know anyone. And you were just talking from your heart, sharing your story about your family and your divorce. And just, you were so real and so wicked. And I was like, this is a school teacher who has rocked this business and has created this beautiful life for her kids. And this actually can be a real job. And it was kind of my big aha moment listening to you at that very first event that I went to. So I'm so thankful that you're able to get onto the call tonight. Thanks for taking the time out. I know you're super busy. And I hear that the title of your chat tonight is You Deserve This. So with that being said, I'm going to pass it over to you.
Okay, thank you so much. That was such a sweet introduction. So yeah, I had a few little glitches getting on tonight, and I'm really excited though to be here. I'm just going to start with sharing my story. Lots of you have heard it, but I always share it just in case there's a few people that haven't. And then I'm going to just go into a little bit of a training because this kind of topic of you deserve this has been on my heart lately. And so for those of you who don't know me, I'm actually Michelle Rogers now. And I have just recently gotten remarried. So my story started over 7 years ago now. And when I heard about this product, I was very, very skeptical. And I always share that because you guys, it takes people like me up to 12 exposures. I took all 12 in order to finally look at this product. And thank God it was my best friend, Sandy, who always had me trapped in a car to go to yoga for schools that we were doing. And she just kind of never gave up because it was such a big part of her life. So it was sort of always coming up for us. And it was just so uncomfortable for me. And she must have known that, but I think that that's Sandy's superpower, and that's how she's built her entire business, is by, she says this all the time, it's none of my business what people think about me unless they tell me. And I never told her. I was just like secretly annoyed. So I always try to bring a little bit of Sandy into my prospecting because it's a powerful tool to not assume what people are thinking, to not assume what it means when they don't read a message or anything like that. And so she continued to kind of drip on me for about a year. And I finally gave in when she said, Michelle, you are considering a tonsillectomy for your 4-year-old son. What if fruit and vegetables in a chewable could help? Like, what if you didn't have to do the surgery? So I don't know if you guys want to write that down, but it's one of the most powerful lines because it's an open-ended question and it teaches your brain to think of the positive instead of being like, well, that you shouldn't be putting him under the knife or anything like that, right? If she ever would have come at me with judgment on my parenting, it would have been like, I wouldn't be here. But she just came at me with love and that open-ended question that made me think positively. And I said to her, I really don't believe it will because we're good eaters, but I'll give it a try. And in 4 months, when it doesn't work, I'll cancel. That is how skeptical I was. So we got started, and within about 2 or 3 weeks, Lincoln started to fight his own infections without any medical intervention. And I was shocked, but still skeptical. So I just waited and watched. And soon enough, I realized, no, this is making a real difference. I was able to find out from some of the amazing professionals in our business that Juice Plus is so powerful because it's vine ripened, and what we're getting in the grocery store is not, because we're getting the peels, the pits, the seeds, the whole fruit and vegetable, and what I'm feeding my kids was not the whole thing. And because it was a variety of 30, and I just was not. So once I had those questions answered as to why my kid would eat Brussels sprouts and green beans and still was having tonsil infections, but that Juice Plus was helping regardless of our good diet, once I had that answered, it was just like a switch flipped in my brain where I thought, oh my gosh, like I can't in good conscience not share this with my loved ones. So I didn't want to do anything with this. I actually brought my sister-in-law, my stepdaughter's mom, like some family members over to Sandy to give her some customers for her new business. And that's when she approached me with the discount. And I know recently in our team, we've gotten really, really strong on recruiting, and that's great. But I, for a moment, forgot about how powerful it was to recruit on the discount. So if you guys have forgotten about that, like I did for a little while, it's really important to keep that a part of your DMO. Most people join this completely against network marketing, don't want anything to do with a company that's involved with network marketing, but will definitely want the best price. And so that was what happened to me. And this is our formula that we use to this day. Ask them if they want to pay full price or get a discount. When they say, yes, I'd like a discount, then you get them to an event. And that's what happened to me. I said, yes, I would like the discount, but please don't ever think I will do anything with this business. But then she got me to an event, and she lured me with wine and overnight in a camper. I thought that would be so fun. And I said to her, I'm probably going to ignore all the Juice Plus stuff. She said, I don't care, but come, because we're all going to go. And so she kind of set that boundary with me where I wasn't allowed to sleep in and miss all the sessions. And I went. And I was completely floored by the vision of the business, because little Sandy that had just started her business could not give me the vision of a 6-figure income. So that's what the event did for me. And I thought, oh my God, I already love this product. I need something to do while I'm on mat leave. I would love to be able to bring a secondary income in so that I can buy clothes in a new clothing store rather than consignment. You know, like we were on a budget like nobody's business at that point. And so I got home and got serious, and I quickly started making $500 a month. And any of you who have gotten to that level know that that's a huge, huge deal. And I just couldn't even believe that I was getting a paycheck every month doing something that I enjoyed anyway. I always tell people I built my business with my hot tub, because I would just have girlfriends over and we would have wine, and eventually it would come up. And then I'd be like, you should do this with us. This is literally what we do. And then we just did that over and over. And that worked for me as a single mom, because I didn't have to balance business and husband, which I'll speak to in a minute, because now I have to do that. And it's a totally different ballgame. But at the time I had all my evenings free, and my kids went to bed at 7:30. So that's what worked for me. So that's one thing that I love training on, is like, find what works for you in terms of where this will fit. Don't guilt yourself because your single friend can do it for 5 hours a day if you have 2 jobs and you're single momming, right? Like, just find the little stolen moments in your day and be consistent with those. So that's what I did. And so I ended up going through a totally sudden divorce and was completely blindsided by life while I was earning $500 a month. And my goal was 2,000. But it made me really question what I was going to do. Obviously, I knew I couldn't support my kids on $500 a month, but I also knew the potential and the vision of this business, and I already had a lot of momentum. So because of that, I always say this business gave me choice. And when I share with women why I might be nudging them or pushing them, or, you know, being very persistent about them getting to an event, I'm always just like, I believe women should have a plan B. I really do. If this doesn't align with your morals and values, at least you'll learn about some sort of a plan B, and you'll go home and find one that does. I don't care if you join this one, but it's a passion of mine to help women have that safety net, because I had to fall into mine. And so I always say I took a leap and built my wings on the way down. It was a quote I saw right at that time, and I got goosebumps, and I thought, oh my gosh, I'm meant to pursue this until I can't make it work. And if a time comes that I can't make it work, I'll go back to work. And that month never came because of the bonuses and the way it's all set up. I would just flip a new VF and flip a new VF, and just was constantly persistent with my business. And as a result, I got to NMD in 12 months, and I got to 100 Club in a total of 3.5 years. And that's because I really, really needed this business. And along the way, you know, life has been a real up and down journey, as life is, you guys, and everybody has a story. And for me, you know, we got accustomed to being on our own. We got really good at single momming with the kids, and I had built this beautiful life, and I was making such good money, and we were just doing all these trips around the world. And then my kids' dad ended up totally disappearing and not being involved in their lives. So we were like, oh, okay, like, it's just us. And that was like, you know, life hits you sideways. And he was missing out of our lives for 2 years, and then died suddenly of heart failure just last year. Actually, it's been 1 year now. And the reason I share that story is because it's like, you never know what life is going to bring you on the tough stuff or the good stuff. Like, I did not know that I was going to meet the most amazing man who was going to be fully stable in their kids' lives before their dad died. And thank God for that. And that's another thing I'll credit to this business because of the personal development. I honestly don't know that the version of me 5 years ago would have felt worthy of Kelly. So this business is personal development cleverly disguised as a business. And I've heard that before, but never was it more true than when Kelly stepped into my life, and I caught myself sabotaging it and being like, oh, do I really, really deserve this? And then realizing, no, I do. I actually do. And again, it's because of this business. So, you know, through the ups and the downs of life, this business has been with me through every season. The people in this community have been with me through every season. When it's hard to talk about, but like when I had to get my kids dressed up for their dad's funeral, it was my Juice Plus girls that were reaching out and saying, like, I can't imagine what you're going through, and I'm here for you, and I'll take the kids and I'll do whatever you need. And it was like that when I became a single mom, and it was like that when I blended my family in a positive way too. It was like, we're so happy for you. Like, if you need anything, we'll be there. So I cannot emphasize this community enough. And when we're out there recruiting and we're worried that somebody is annoyed at us, or that they might think that we're just trying to headhunt them or whatever it is, we have to remember what we have, because I know there's a lot of network marketing companies out there that are awesome. And I know that network marketing is a better way. It really is. But I think with Juice Plus, we have something really special because we draw in the healers and the light workers and the helpers and the people that want to make a difference in the world way more than any other product, because this product changes lives and it keeps the people that are in that vibration. And that's why when people come and see our community, they're just like, totally dumbfounded. I've had so many people tell me, this feels like church. Like these people feel like my church family. And I think that's why, because it is such a high vibe product, and therefore you get this high vibe community. So I know that you guys just launched a brand new system, and I know that you guys have all the tools. I know that Team B is absolutely phenomenal, and you've just rebranded, and that's so exciting. We just did the same in Team Synergy, and it feels good. It feels fresh. It feels like 2019 is just going to be this most amazing year. So really, when you have all the tools, like sometimes I do trainings for teams that don't have all the tools, and I know you guys do. So this makes my job a little easier. But the only way that you're going to have, if you want fast success, I don't know what it is that you want, like what your goal is, and nothing is good or bad or right or wrong. If your goal is over the next 20 years while you're working, you're going to get to NMD, then that is awesome. If your goal is, I need to get to NMD in 3 years, then that is awesome too. So whatever your goals are, use the system, lean into it, never waver from it, because the system equals duplication. That is what Eric Worre always says, right? If you show somebody that you're just reading directly off of something, then they think, oh, I could do this too. So the way that you really are going to be able to get that system working for you is to find your deep, deep why. Like, you guys, if you don't have a why that makes you cry like I just did, that's why you're not moving as fast as I did. It's the only reason. It's like I clung to this business as my armor, and it was the way out for me. Like I knew that if other people could do it, then I could somehow do it, and that it was going to be the solution for us. So it all comes down to your why. So if you kind of just have like a, yeah, like, like I'd like to retire my husband, why? And it's not like, you might not actually want your husband home. I don't know, but that might not be your why, right? And you're saying it's your why, but it's not. So you need to, after this call, first and foremost, like really sit down with yourself, start journaling, start getting, like go into meditation or whatever it is that's going to get clarity for you, and decide like, why am I doing this business? For me, not because it's altruistic, not because you like helping people. That's amazing. But the reason that it will help you is the thing that's going to get you to pick your phone up, or get you to press send on that really scary message, or get you to talk to the girl at the gym. You know what I mean? Like you got to have that why that makes that lump in your throat, or even better, that makes you cry. And when you share that why with other people, they may not relate. Like you guys, look at my story. It's crazy. I married an addict alcoholic who, because of his addiction issues, died at 40 years old. Nobody has my exact story, but it doesn't matter, because they relate to my struggle and they see why I'm doing this business. And so once you get into that kind of a why with people, they're just like, okay, like I get it. And a lot of people say no to me, but come back later. And they say no in a really graceful way when I share my story, because they're like, oh my gosh, I'm so grateful for what that business did for you, but it's just not for me. And then later, while they see me continue to be consistent with my business, they come back around. So here's what I've learned about prospects. And if any of you were at conference, you'll know this. It's actually from Simon Chan. And there are 3 reasons that a distributor will either go for it with this business or will not go for it with this business. They need to know, number 1, is, can I do this? Most people will not do a business like this because they don't believe in themselves and their own ability to do the business. Would you guys agree? Did you guys have similar holdups on yourself when you first? Me too. I was like, oh my gosh, I can never be like a Mary Kay girl who's crazy, bugging her team all the time, like being that girl that people see coming, like, oh my God, here comes the Juice Plus girl. Like I just knew that couldn't be me. So I didn't think I could do this business, because that's the only way I had seen it done to a really successful level. So number 1, they're thinking, can I do this? Number 2 is there enough support? So once they get past, okay, I could probably do this. Okay, I can see where it fits in my world. They need to know if there's enough support. And you guys, you lean into your system for that. You just show them screenshots, even while you're recruiting. People are like, oh, I just don't know. I don't know. Like, I could never be good at a business like that. Show them screenshots of your website and be like, literally, there is nothing to it. It's effort, but it's not hard. You just read off of this. That's all I do. I send screenshots of our Facebook event and say, look, like if you'd be willing to host one of these, then I can get you a good discount. Do you think you could invite a few people? And then I show them how nice the posts look. And they're like, oh, so right away I'm showing them, Can I do this? The answer is yes. And is there support? The answer is yes, because they've seen our system and our startup event. So that is like one of my biggest recruiting tools when people don't feel that they can do it. And then the last one is, this is the third objection for people. If they're really going to give their heart and soul to this, they need to know if it's worth it. And that's where either the event comes in or you get good at showing the vision of this company. So we have gotten really good at showing, at 3 Club, you earn $1,000. At 8 Club, you're earning about $2,000, etc. So we can show people on paper, and then that way they see the vision. And I like to show them all the way up to 50 Club, which is about $100,000 or $120,000 per year. So if you don't know exactly how to show people the money in this business, that's something that you're going to want to get good at if you have goals of recruiting a team. Because someone like me, I needed to sit down and see the $120,000 route. And when somebody showed me that was 39 Club, I honestly, at that time, thought I had to get 39 frontline qualified businesses. And I still said, okay, I'm going to do it. Thank God it didn't have to be 39 front lines. I don't know if I would be there even now. So, but the point is, somebody sat down with that brochure. Have you guys ever seen that tall brochure that's got a staircase on it, and then you open it up and inside it says here's the average income earning? I don't even know if they make that brochure anymore, but they do have it in our virtual office. It's under tools, and it shows right there that 39 Club, the average income was $120,000 per year. Now, keep in mind, you guys, that's averaging 39 Club, 50 Club, 75 Club, and 100 Club. So it's not actually at 39 that you'll be making that. So be realistic with your prospect as well. But again, just answer those 3 questions. Can I do this? Is there enough support? And will it be worth my time? And then when you get them going, help them find their why. Like, I remember working with somebody and she was brand new and super hesitant. I'm like, well, what does this business mean to you? Like, if we looked through the vision, she decided $2,000 per month would be her number. And I'm like, okay, why? She's like, well, I'm a single mom. And I'm like, okay. And why would $2,000 help you? And she's like, well, I would have enough extra at the end of the month to just have extra. Like, I'm just always paycheck to paycheck. And I'm like, okay, why does that matter to you? And she just got choked up immediately. Like, even me relaying this story makes me teary-eyed, because she's like, I'm so sick and tired of telling my son no when he wants to play sport, when he wants to do what his friends are doing, when he wants to wear the clothes his friends are wearing. And she got into that deep why, because I just kept asking her, okay, well, why does that matter? Okay, well, what would that do for you? Okay, well, why do you care about that? So your job as an upline is to help your new person get themselves a why right away. So that's why you have to get off this call and get your own right away. Make sure you've got a really good one after this call ends. And guys, that's kind of it, because you have such a good system. I know that that's what you're going to do in terms of startup, right? I know that you've got a way to get people to get to VF, and just don't be afraid to father your reps. And it's really easy for us. Remember, I said this community draws in the healers and the lovers and the hippies and the nurturers, and we love nurturing people. So therefore, we can mother very easily in our business, can't we? But fathering is a little bit less natural for us. But what I always do is flip it into a mom vibe. So I'll be like, okay, I have to father this girl because she doesn't know yet. And one day she's going to be mad at me that I didn't push her for those 3 extra orders to get to VF because she doesn't know yet. So it's going to be my fault. So then I come into it with like, you know what? It really doesn't matter to me, but I would hate for you to miss this. We only need 3 more customers. Yes, your deadline is tomorrow, but oh my gosh, what if we got on the phone tonight? What if we sent some messages? What if we did everything we could do to get that and you earned an extra $400 because of it, between the bonus and the retail sales profit? So like, use that what if line and nudge people. It's your job. Like when I have somebody running a Facebook event, I'm on them constantly. How's your follow-up going? How's your follow-up going? And with a new person, you know what they say? Well, I was going to do it this weekend. Well, I actually got busy this weekend, so I'm going to, because it's scary. So that's why you as an upline really need to provide that accountability of like, okay, how's it going? Did you get those messages sent out? And then really teach them to celebrate the no's. When they get a no, I throw a party. I'm just like, that is freaking amazing. You got an answer. Like, that's your job. You can't control the outcome. You have no idea what somebody's going to say. All you need to do is get people in front of the information and get them to a yes or a no. And that means you did everything you could in your power, which is why when I'm working with somebody who's got big goals and they've chosen, say, $2,000 per month as their vision, then I work on their action, not on, okay, you're going to get 10 customers this month and 2 team members, because they can't control that. They can only control how many people they talk to and how many answers they get, right? So, proper follow-up and getting those yeses or nos, that's action items that we goal set around. We never goal set around a certain level or a certain number of reps or a certain number of customers. So yeah, that would be my kind of best piece of advice, I would say, for when I look down at my downline, the teams that are moving quickly, they've gotten around the discomfort of fathering. They are definitely following up with their team members, and they're pushing them hard into VF, because VF is the building block of our entire business. And I love that we have Super Builder right now. Isn't that amazing? And I hope lots of you are trying to go for it. We still have so much time. And I don't know if you guys saw the full announcement, but it is insane. Like, it's going to be VIP red carpet. And what Super Builder is you got 5 frontline VFs. And so you're going to get VIP red carpet registration. So you go right in with the NMDs and the 100 clubs to register at conference. You will probably get let into the conference room early, so you don't have to run with the bulls in the morning to try to get good seats. You'll probably get let in and get about 10 seats because you're a Super Builder, so you'll get most of your team right up front. You're going to be invited to the Legacy Awards, which is going to be a powerful red carpet, like black tie event. It's just such a great position, and I love it because it's teaching us to try to flip VFs. And if we start to flip VFs, and I always used to do a training called VF Wash, Rinse, Repeat. What all it is, like, you do that over and over and over again, and you get to NMD, right? You flip a VF, you teach that VF to flip to, and now they're a sales coordinator. Do that 5 times, you're an NMD. So it's just like, get really good at the discomfort around those first 30 days. And yes, you're going to have to be persistent with those team members and be pushy with them. And that's okay, because you know best that they are going to receive this amazing success. In their first 30 days, they're going to earn between $600 to $700 between their bonus and the retail profit. They're going to get all kinds of recognition and feel insanely excited about their own business. And that's how you give your team member the very best start, so that they can move forward and feel that this business is easy and build off that momentum. So that's why I love VF, and that's why I love nudging people into it, because they don't know, like, they're still like an infant, and you give them a roast beef dinner and say, okay, eat. It's like, no, you've still got to spoon feed that infant, right? You still have to nurture them. And that's why, mothering and fathering are important when somebody is new. So I don't know if you guys have any questions or anything like that. That's all I've got for you guys tonight.
Oh, Michelle, I love you. You're so amazing. Does anyone have any questions for Michelle? No, she's
okay. While we're waiting,
everyone's speechless.
Oh, thank you. While we're waiting, I want to tie it up with this, because the talk is, you're worth it. And I just want to ask you this question of, like, what is it that you're collecting evidence about right now? And, just on a candid side, because that's who I am and that's how I've always been, is I'm a vulnerable person. And Kelly and I just went through a winter in our marriage, winters and summers are way more fun, but winters are, the builders of marriages. And we were struggling. We were just fighting all the time about nothing. And we sat down and had a meeting about what we wanted our marriage to be, what it is right now, and what we wanted it to be. And what I realized, we had this huge epiphany that I had been collecting all kinds of evidence about how hard it was to be married, how difficult it was to balance a business with a husband, how, marriages just took all this work and they were super draining. And I mean, that's horrible. How do you think my marriage was, you guys? It was terrible, because I'm very good. And so all humans are very good at collecting evidence for whatever they're trying to prove. And so I sat down and I was like, what do I want my marriage to be? And so I realized, I want my marriage to be peaceful and full of ease. I want my marriage to make my life easier. I want my marriage to bring joy into my life. And I just immediately, in that moment, I'm actually sitting on this page. It's so weird. This is my marriage statement. Marriage is easy and joyful. Kelly makes my life easier, and he supports my kids and business. I trust what he says. And I just made a decision that day that I'm going to start collecting evidence to prove that statement instead of the other. And I just want to ask you, like, in terms of your business, what have you been collecting evidence about? Have you been collecting evidence that this business is super hard, that you would never be good at a business like this, that, unless you're working 24/7, you can't make this move forward, that you have to be super salesy and pushy? Like, what are you collecting evidence about? So maybe after this call, you can sit down and write down what you want your business to be. You know, that your distributors and your team members and your customers come to you with ease, and that you enjoy your business, that it's a place of harmony for you, that it's a place of, you know, a wonderful community and tribe for you to plug into, and that you are amazing, and that you are 100% worthy of all of the abundance that this business will bring into your life. And just write all that down, and then make a decision to start collecting evidence to prove that statement. You know, have it up in your office somewhere, and just like, you know, I am worth this business. I am worth getting to NMD, and I am worth a 6-figure income. Because you guys, if I can do it, so can you. Like, yes, I have the gift of communication. So what? Lots of people have other strengths and gifts in this business that they can make work. Not everybody is an amazing communicator at 100 Club. Like, look at Bob Burdick, you guys. He is not an amazing communicator. He's just a guy who hung drywall. But he started collecting evidence that he was able to make this business work, that he was worth making this business work. And he's one of the top income earners around the world to this day, because he started collecting evidence around that statement. So that is what I wanted to end with, that you guys are all worth it. You are, but you have to make that decision, and you have to start collecting evidence about that.
Wow. So powerful. So powerful. I think a lot of people's switch just flipped, and I can see on everyone's faces what they're going to be doing afterwards. And every time I've run into you, Michelle, you've always just gifted, you know, your knowledge and just being real and raw. And it's every conversation I've had with you has just been a total game changer, and something has changed in me. And I think that same on this call, and I can probably agree with everyone else that they feel the same. So thank you so much. Does anyone have any questions before Michelle hops off, or comments? Everyone's just gracious, I can tell.
Thank you guys for having me.
Thank you so much, Michelle. We love you.
Thank you so
Love
much.
you guys too.
Thank you, Michelle.
Thank you. Awesome.
So awesome.
See you in conference.
Sounds good. See you guys in Sacramento. Good night.
See ya.
Good night.